Bulging and herniated discs do not cause back or neck pain. I repeat, bulged and herniating discs do not cause back or neck pain. You will soon hear Dr. Chattergee and Dr. Schubiner discuss this topic and debunk this myth. I recall a few years ago sitting on my couch rigid, fearful, and in a good amount of pain, as I watched an Olympic skier explain that the hardest thing he had ever been through was recovering from a bulge disc in his lower back. I had only recently been given this exact diagnosis from a physical therapist and was undergoing an experience many of us have. I had limited my activity to almost nothing over back pain. No more hockey, snowboarding, or running, and I would walk around the gym fearful of nearly every exercise. All this over an erroneous diagnosis. The subsequent MRI showed a very minor bulge disc and left even my chiropractor lost for an explanation at the excruciating levels of pain I was experiencing. Thank God, the neurosurgeon I ended up at was honest with me about the efficacy of back surgery, and I was soon to discover Dr. Sarno. A week after my meeting with Dr. Sarno, I laced the skates back up, got back to running, and started walking on my hands at every opportunity just to prove to myself that my back was fine. It was, and it worked. I did every single thing I was told not to do with my back. I ignored everything I had ever heard about protecting and being careful with my back, and for this reason I am no longer a back pain sufferer. As it turns out, back pain is almost always a mind-body symptom, caused by repressed emotions and the subsequent stress and tension levels that affect the brain and autonomic nervous system in such a way that oxygen supply and blood flow are limited to nerves and muscles in the back, and this is what causes the tremendous amounts of pain. Okay, check it out. Satya, Mind, Body, Spirit, Health and Healing.
But that thing you just mentioned, Howard, about MRI scans, I think that's a really great point to dive into. I wonder if you could share some of those statistics if you have them to hand.
If you take 30-year-olds, people in their 30s, and you do an MRI, these are people with no pain at all. 40% of them have degenerative disc disease. 30% have bulging discs. These are 30-year-olds. These are normal findings that occur with aging. So what happens when you're 50? 50-year-olds, 80% of people have degenerative disc disease with no pain. 60% have bulging discs with no pain. 30% have herniated discs with no pain.
So here's the problem that I've seen as a medical professional, right? The patient's there. They've either seen a specialist or got a scan. As the primary care doctor, you get the scan results, and it will say bulging disc at L4 or L5, right? No nerve impingement or something. There'll be some kind of report. And then you'll say, or as a professional will often say, oh, the reason you have your pain is because of that disc problem on your scan. And that's a very dangerous thing to say to that patient, I think. What would you say to that?
Incredibly dangerous and maddening.
Because, why maddening?
Well, because it not only gives them the erroneous diagnosis, and also I want to talk to you more later about how we assess to make sure that we know that the bulging disc isn't the cause of pain. But it's giving them an erroneous diagnosis, so it's making them think that there's a problem that can't be fixed or needs fixing with medication or injections or even surgery. And we see so much, maybe not quite as much here as in the States, but so many surgeries that are being done on people's necks and backs for treating the MRI, not treating the patient. And there's never been a randomized controlled trial showing that surgery for neck or back pain, axial pain, is better than watching it or exercise or physical therapy or anything. There's no evidence that this is what we should be doing, but we're spending billions of dollars, trillions of dollars, billions. But it's not that so much, it's that it also makes people worse. Because what happens is in the brain, we'll talk more about this, what happens in the brain is that the more you're fearful of every time, if you have back pain, the more fearful you are of it, it's going to get worse over time. because the neural circuits in the brain, you're getting a positive feedback loop, whereas pain leading to fear, focus on it, worry about it, frustration with it, it actually makes it worse because that's how those neural circuits work. So it's really, and it's all out of, I don't know how to say this nicely, but not understanding the brain and not understanding the data, the scientific data we have about these MRIs, because these abnormalities go up to 90% when you're 60 and beyond. But these are people without any pain. It's like saying you've got wrinkles on your skin, and that's the cause of your headaches because you have wrinkles, or that your hair is getting gray, and that's the cause of your migraines. You know, that's the kind of thing that we're doing.
And I think this is a key point, Howard, for me, how we as healthcare professionals can unwittingly make the problem worse. Because as you say, this can worsen things, this can create a fear. And it also, what we say as healthcare professionals, certainly as doctors, has real power. It can really positively or negatively influence what that patient believes, what they feel. Like, let's say they're one of these many people who have abnormal MRI scans of their spine. They've got a bulging disc, let's say. They've probably had that for years, well before they actually had the pain. Maybe that bulging disc has nothing to do with their pain at all. And then here's the problem, the way I see it, is that if we say that to the patient, we found the cause of your pain, that patient then goes out into the world with the belief, my spine, my disc is causing my pain. So everything they do after that is based on an erroneous belief system. Whether they're trying treatment or therapy or anything, is all based on that truth. And that truth actually may not be true.
If you found this to be meaningful, please like, share, and subscribe to support and encourage future creations of this kind. This content has been created with the sole intent of educating about, increasing awareness around, and deepening the understanding of the Mind-Body Syndrome, and more broadly speaking, the mind-body-spirit connection. To hear this clip in its full context, please visit the original media source. And to learn more about the mind-body-spirit connection, you can visit howtosayfupolitely.com. Until next time, love your struggle and remain free.